You guys announced some, pretty awesome news that you guys are evolving your code into better platforms like DX11 and then later on down the road DX12. With performance improvements, are you guys going to revisit some old mechanics that were taken out because of performance issues? You've had like particle density, mob density, fracture. Those things were pretty cool and interesting, but you guys removed them for good reason. People weren't getting a very positive experience. But as your engine becomes better, are you going to be pushing harder for exciting things? And will that be an avenue of possibly restoring some of the COC power, maybe reducing its millisecond delay to like 300 instead of the old 100, instead of 500 that it is now?
So I just want to go on record to say that while we are working on a DirectX 11 version, we currently don't have any plans to support DirectX 12. So the community
Oh,
shouldn't have
okay.
an expedition. It's slower unless you put $1 million of work in, is the short version there. But it's because it's more powerful if you've got a team of 30 guys working on it, which we don't. Okay, so to answer your actual question here, in general, yes, if we can get the game to perform at a level where the players are happy, then we'll definitely increase the fidelity of how fast we're doing various things or how good the particles are and that kind of stuff. We have a way to go before enough people are happy with performance on all of their characters. So the other thing to note is that a few of the issues here, like the cast on crit time, do conflate server and client performance together. While it has a client performance effect, our servers are also getting destroyed by the builds that people are playing. Like, the number of people we can fit on a server has decreased by like 60% in the last couple of years based on the fact that people are doing builds that just hit so many monsters so many times and do so much stuff. Like,
Okay.
it's fascinating really how much more it's costing us per player compared to
Hmm.
before without the actual technology changing. We've only been improving it, but the amount of more complicated things happening in the game, and combined with the slightly increased monster density over time as more people are playing in maps, it does have the side effect of causing server load. Now, we can solve this by throwing money at it. It's completely paralyzable, right? Like, if previously we could fit, say, 1,000 people on a server, and now we can fit 500, which are round numbers and not accurate. But if we want to do this, we just have buy twice as many servers, and people don't interfere with each other on the servers. It's not causing lag spikes or anything, but it does require us to pay twice as much money to the server hosts per month. Now, we can afford to. The game is going well financially, so that's not a problem. We're happy to, trade people's supporter packs for server time. It's what they're for. But
Hmm.
if we can find a way of solving the server load issue, which is through some very subtle balance changes occasionally, and improve technology, then it will make the company a lot more able to add content with that money instead of just using it to buy CPU time.
Well, one of the things you even mentioned before, though, was that high density packs were causing issues in other forms, drop rates or whatever. So this seems to be another argument towards, though you have wanted the idea of the further you get, the higher the mob density and people want to kill things, wouldn't a smaller mob density solve this problem as well as many other balance problems running into?
It certainly would, but then that's a very dangerous change to make. I mean, I could just
Hmm.
imagine that. Let's say we explain to the community members who are paying attention, look, we've reduced mob density because it makes single target less viable. It makes the game really spammy performance-wise. I mean, more mobs is more, hit effects, more particle effects being played, and that kind of stuff. And it also causes us server performance problems. So we've reduced it, and now we're saving money, which we can spend on content. The game performs better and balances a lot better. Some people would say, great, that sounds like a good thing. And other players would say, weird, the game's really empty now. I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
I just not interested. And I suspect that's like 80% of players, unfortunately. And
Hmm.
none of them are listening to the podcast because there's two tiers of players. There's people who just play to
Mhm.
have fun, that don't engage with what we say, and that's
Yeah.
great. And then there's the people who are actually active community members. We love you all. You're listening to the podcast. We like the fact that you pay attention and everything.
But your
Um,
opinions are dumb.
You